So, how did you like that last episode on Revelations 12 and 13? I bet you were surprised to see how these scriptures point to and detail what is currently happening in our world right now. Regarding my comments about the Western globalist system, I want you to know that I wouldn't want to live anywhere other than America. Presently, we live freer than any other peoples, and that's because America was founded on Protestant Christian values. Also, I missed a verse in the last episode that identifies why that beast in Revelations 13 is a Christian nation. It's Revelations 13:11. Quote, "And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon." Earth is a symbol of the Western Hemisphere or the New World, and 2 horns or 2 powers like a lamb. Christ and or Christians are referenced as lambs in the Bible, and speaks for the dragon or Satan. God bless. God, family, and country. In this episode, we'll speak on Revelations 14 and 15, which is the heavenly reference to Israel's 144,000 and the condemnation of those that worship the beast. Remember, this is after the finishing of the second woe or the Messiah message. John is taken up to a heavenly place and is a witness to several detailed narratives. First, the synopsis of the second woe in symbol form. Second, by symbol, the identifying of the beast in the beast system. Then the heavenly scene moves to the third woe in the Martyred of God and those that worship the beast. Revelations 14, a heavenly vision and declaration of the 144,000, the faithful and the evil ones. 14:1, and I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having the Father's name written in their foreheads. Zion represents those that have a spiritual relationship with God, not those that fall under the law. And the Father's name is Jehovah, or the Old Testament faith. 2, and I heard a voice from heaven, as the voice of many waters, and as a voice of great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers, harping with their harps. 3, and they sung as it were a new song before the throne, and before the 4 beasts, and the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000, which were redeemed from the earth. These 144,000 receive a revelation of God that no one else could know before that. They will preach that revelation to others. 4, these are they which were not defiled with woman, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb wheresoever he go. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto God and to the Lamb. Not defiled with women or false religion. They are true to their husband, and are the first to accept Christ as the Messiah. Revelations 5, and in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of God. And there followed another angel, saying, Babylon is fallen, the great city, because she hath made all nations drink of the wine of her wrath, of her fornication. Babylon, like Egypt, are symbols of a corrupt world that is ruled by Satan, a symbol of a world that opposes God, a symbol of the beast system and false religion. Revelations 9, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast in his image, and receive the mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, that is poured out without mixture unto the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Notice that this is all related to the third woe and is being mentioned in heaven. That the saints and martyrs of God are being praised, and they are also declaring that those that worship the beast will be punished. Revelations 14:11. And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they have no rest day or night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receives the mark of his name. During this time, there is constant stress and fear amongst the people. It's a time of trouble or a woe, and there is no rest, just like what we see today. A time of constant spiritual, natural, and cultural unrest. No matter how insane it sounds to the normal person, it will be touted as fact via the government and the media. 13. And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, Write, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord from henceforth. Yea, saith the Spirit, that they may rest from their labor, and their works will follow them. This is a reference to all those that die during the final days and battles against the beast, both Christian and Jew. And 14. And I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle. And another angel came out of the temple, crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, Thrust in thy sickle and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe. Notice, the sickle is a symbol of war and of violence. It is through the violence that the saints are martyred, just as they were in the past. Also notice that the sickle is a symbol. And what does the sickle do? It separates the product or the Christians from the earth. And he that sat on the cloud thrust in his sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped. Verses 12 through 15 is regarding the saints. One setting on a white cloud, purity, with a golden crown on his head, which represents deity, to harvest those martyred saints. And another angel, 17, and another angel came out of the temple which is in heaven, and also having a sharp sickle, violence. And another angel, 18, and another angel came out from the altar which had power over fire, and cried with a loud cry to him that had the sickle, Thrust in thy sharp sickle, and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe. 19. And the angel thrust in his sickle into the earth, and gathered the vine of the earth, and cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of God. And the winepress was trodden without the city, and blood came out of the winepress bridles by the space and unto the horses' bridles, and by the space of 1,600 furlongs. Verses 17 and 20 are those wicked ones that are fighting against the saints and for the beast. Revelations 15, heavenly vision, the song of Moses and the Lamb, the 7 plagues. Another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of God. 2. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of God. 3. And they sing the song of Moses, the servant of God, and the song of the Lamb, saying, Great and marvelous are thy works, Lord God Almighty. Just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints. Who shall not fear thee, O Lord, and glorify thy name? For thou only art holy, for all nations shall come and worship before thee, for thy judgment are made manifest. This is a heavenly reference to the future state of completion. After Satan is imprisoned, the glory and victory of those Jews, the song of Moses, and the Christians, the song of the Lamb that overcame. 15:5, and after that I looked, and behold, the temple of the tabernacle of the testimony of heaven was opened. And 7 angels came out of the temple, having the 7 plagues, clothed in pure and white linen, and having their breasts girded with golden girdles. And one of the 4 beasts gave unto the 7 angels 7 golden vials full of the wrath of God, who lives forever and ever. And the temple was filled with the smoke from the glory of God and from his power, and no man was able to enter into the temple till the 7 plagues of the 7 angels were fulfilled. Now the heavenly scene changes to the ushering in of the wrath of God via the 7 plagues. So let's wrap this up. First, those 144,000 or 12,000 from each tribe of Israel are those that received the full revelation of Jesus Christ during and after the 2 witnesses' message. They will be the ones that continue after the messengers ascend to heaven, and they will be leading in the revival first to Israel that kills 7,000 in the city, is the revival where spiritual Israel and physical political Israel come together and unite. Then the revival or earthquake, remember our symbols, will spread worldwide, bringing the wrath of the beast down on them and the Christians during the 3rd woe. Second, heaven announces that all those that worship the beast shall be judged and punished via the 7 plagues, the wrath of God. Now, if you're not familiar with some of these references, please go back to the 2 overview videos. It was mentioned there, and to keep the videos short, I can't keep repeating previous comments. Also, some vague references now will be detailed in future videos. Once more, go back to the first video on symbols. Once you know the symbols, it's easy to know what I'm referring to. As an example, earthquake. Do you remember what earthquake means? In closing, the next episode will be on the 7 plagues. I so wanted to get started on the plagues in this video, but it would have pushed the video to like 20 minutes. I know that long videos don't get viewed, so I'll keep them short. I was trying to link the seals, the trumpets, the thunders, the woes, the plagues all together because there are some similarities. However, God has recently showed me that these 7 plagues only play out at the end. This is so fascinating to me to finally be able to separate and make sense of these scriptures. I pray that it's interesting to you and is a blessing. God bless you, and see you in the next video.